Magnetic powerhouses. This is internet personality Vangelus, and I'm going to be speaking on the topic of Transformers Generation Studio Series The Transformers the Movie 1986 Deluxe Class Windcharger, who absolutely was in the aforementioned cinematic film. That is a verifiable fact. Just take a look at his feature screenshot on the back of the book. Oh, what coward seed spawned this corpse-dodging vagary? Evan Designer got to make his corpse 2-packs. 2 of them, in fact! This toy will probably be in a third one. The Rubicon has been crossed, drained, and paved over into a parking lot. Just show me a dead guy!
This video was sponsored in part by ToyHacks.com. Use the code CREAMYVANGELUS through the month of April 2026 for 15% off your order of labels and other paraphernalia. Using the code supports the channel. Supporting the channel feeds the machine.
This Windcharger has a cartoon-leaning, Toy-Toon fusion-style robot mode, clearly a Windcharger, and clearly supporting my feeling that the current Deluxe Minibot project has become more about the Minibots than any specific model sheet. Not a criticism, I like it this way. The Minibots interest me more than any kind of full seasonal cast photo. Studio Series Windcharger hits most every mark in this mode, with solid proportions and excellent bold colors. His face sculpt is very sharp inside of his iconically boxy cranium, and despite the visible car mush accordion in each of his heels, he stands solidly and oozes cleanliness. Don't look at his inner calves, you pervert. Windcharger's most humble accessory is his blaster pistol gun firearm, unassuming and easily held in a 5mm capable fist hole. His most extravagant accessory is his magnetic superpower effect part, rendered in a rock-solid, translucent plastic that has no flex whatsoever and seems unlikely to commit any plasticizer shenanigans. But, don't put torsion on its tabs or something might snap. It plugs into Windcharger's chest, cleverly using the existing rectangular divot detail as a mounting point, and for storage it uses an entirely different and keyed tab to plug into Windcharger's backpack, right above the 3mm waistline hole that can store his blaster pistol. Windcharger's head can only turn left and right. Oh no, the box, it has ruined his No, there's a lever. You know about this probably by now. What does this lever do? Isn't that interesting? It makes his head tilt up and down inside his box cranium. It makes his entire inner head move within his outer head. It's a very simple, elegant solution, and I'm amazed that we haven't really seen something like this before. I love it. It's friggin' cool. I could gush about it for hours and hours, but that was another take. And in this take, I'll just show you that he's got a full range of shoulder articulation, thanks to a ball-socketed inner connection, with cuts to allow him to almost T-pose, and then a transformation joint, and a transformation joint that can have him fully T-pose with a bit of shrugging action. His biceps swivel and his elbows bend a hard, solid 90. His hands can tilt down. They're connected by a ball socket joint. Can you twist them? Yes, technically you can. But it's incredibly hard, and there's a lot in the way, and usually you're gonna want to, like, twist him so he's like this, right? I can do it, but it hurts my fingers a lot to get it back this way. Like, I can... And you can move it down here to take some of the tension off, but then you're like flipping it down and then it bumps into stuff that's now there, and look, I did it on this one. Now, it hurts to try to get that back into place, so just use a handy 5mm accessory to help you fulcrum it back into place, and you'll be much better off. Regardless, the waist can freely swivel with nothing getting in the way. The hips have a conjoined hip-to-joint-to-skirt dealy, so he can kick very high, and he can kick very back. He can, make a W. His thighs swivel, his actual knee bends. It's kind of tight, though, and it's a lot easier to manipulate this little wiggly joint, which is part of what provides him with the ability to have an S-curved hero stance of all things. But that is also a way to work around the funny shape of his feet, because his ankle tilt is there. It's not his knee, it's right below his knee. It's for the persnickety few, that being me. That's important when I keep seeing people saying, like, oh, this guy has knee tilts. No, it's below his knee. Now, could it have been maybe above the black part rather than above the red part to make it a bit more clear? I don't know. There's a whole transformation that has to happen. Either way, it makes it look odd when you use the inward tilt, but also I don't think it looks terrible. And if you don't want to use it, you can just have him balance on these inner surfaces. There's a lot there still, and he doesn't really have that much trouble balancing on those things, let alone if you flatten out his big ol' stompers. This is, as many guessed early on, an entry in the hallowed and honored hall of the Prid Viacon transformation trick family tree, and for the most part it is a satisfying and speedy process in either direction. For the most part. Unfortunately, Windcharger has a double-hinged backpack that has a slightly scary amount of tab torsion for how rigid and brittle presenting its primary plastic polymer appears to be. Mine's been fine, but does call for some patience and care when manipulating the backpack, and I am still on the fence as to whether or not I want to shave a micrometer or two off of the tab just below the back of his neck. Regardless, once you get to the cool part with the legs, it is still very much the cool part with the legs. The trick is so cool that I actually have nothing else to say about the transformation. I just want to watch it happen. Twice. Hang out for a moment, just take a breather with me. Is this a Pontiac Firebird Trans Am sports car that I read word for word off of TF Wiki? It's close enough, man. I don't really think of cars outside of the context of their ability to become super robot life forms, so any legality-driven visual mush just makes me shrug. Windcharger reveals some decent front bumper and headlights sculpting and paintwork, perhaps partly in the hopes that you just don't ask about how his rear end is literally a horizon line of hinge. Despite a bit of underhang, he can roll happily on 4 pinned axle wheels, and his alt mode can even interact with both accessories. The pistol can be stored underneath, and while it looks like there may be an option to make it a tailpipe, there is very specific geometry at work that makes this forward-facing position the only one that has 100% solidity. Meanwhile, the effect part can stick into the front grille. Electromagnetic ramming speed, baby! Let's kill another Starscream! In a storybook. Studio Series Windcharger maintains the established standard of modern Deluxe class minibots, in being a solid workhorse Deluxe Transformers toy who isn't quite as good as Gears. Look, I don't make the rules. I just observe the data as an amateur hobbyist scientist. Gears is king, and if you try to transmute lead into gold, you'll just lock the soul of your little sibling into an intimidating and slightly adorable suit of armor. It's not worth questioning the scientific baseline, dude. I do wish Windcharger felt more like a challenger to the Grumpy Monarch's throne, though, because someone as inherently simple as Windcharger and/or Tailgate ought to be able to hit those highest of highs. The Prid Viacon trick and face tilt lever both do a ton of heavy lifting, but the awkward backpack and slight lack of zazz factor hold him down. Mid-2020's Deluxe class manufacturer's suggested retail price in Canada ain't helping much either, but that affliction is by no means specific to this totally confirmable member of the cast of 1986's The Transformers the Movie. Anyway, this has been internet personality Vangelus, and nothing fills my body with the godlike power of magnetism quite like the support of my Patreon pals, Coffee Collective, and YouTube membership mafia. As long as nobody cross-counters me with some kind of unthinkable gambit like a confidently presented wooden gun of some sort.